What's good? Welcome to another edition of First String Podcast. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we have training camp dates have been announced by the NFL. The Boston Celtics take a one game lead as far as banners are concerned with 18. And we have some other things that we're going to talk about today as well. I hope you all are ready. We missed y'all. Let's go.
Yeah.
First String Podcast. Yeah. Too Danny. Dre on the beat. You know. Yeah. What's your favorite squad? Tell me who you going with. First String Podcast. Yeah, we keep it lit. We got the latest updates. We don't pump fake. Like, comment, share. We don't care. Feel free to hate. We got great guests join us. You should chime in. Trudini on the intro for the time being. Lady A, representing Washington. Pick Washington, everything Washington. AntMoe coming out of Dallas, you know the business. Said, them Georgia Bulldogs ain't quitting. Yeah, if you ain't watching sports, you ain't living. About to get my mattress Mac on, about to bet $1 million, bet $1 million. Let's talk about it. We all grown and cool, we can talk about it. Before we hit the news, we gon' talk about it. Oh, you wanna bet? Let's pop a bottle about it.
Welcome back to First String Podcast. Do not forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast. Hit the bell to enable alert for new content just like this. And the most important part is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. Listen, it's been a minute since we've seen y'all, so we got a lot to get to really fast. So let's bring my main man, Sid, in here right now. What's good, Sid? How are you?
Ain't nothing to it, bro. Ain't nothing to it, man. Bobbing the weed, weaving the pop. You know how I do it.
I know how you do it. I know you're doing it in slow motion right now. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But let's get HR in the building. Hello, Lady A. Oh, yeah. Yes, Sid. Thank you.
My bad.
I'm just saying, what y'all tell me how y'all really feel.
we was bringing you in. We was bringing you in. We got you. We got you.
Sure you are.
Listen, my guy is sitting backstage right now. Let's bring AntMoe in.
Happy birthday, Sid. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
Happy birthday
see
to
you.
my guy.
There we go. Happy birthday, Sid.
R.I.P. to the Mavs. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get to all that.
Right.
Happy Father's Day to everyone as well.
To the fellas.
Yeah, what's up? And Sid, what was the highlight of your Father's Day? Let me ask that question real quick.
Just seeing everybody.
I got a manicure. I got a massage and a foot scrub. I went to a wine tasting. Went to some live music. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's the best Father's Day I ever had.
Yeah.
Spent some time with my kids. You know,
They did you right. They did you right. Okay.
Did me right. Feel me?
I don't know whose elevator music is ringing in the background, but okay. No. So said spending time with everybody was the highlight for him. For me, it was the receiving of a phone call from my son. You know, he's in the Air Force. So that just made my Father's Day right there off top, just to get that phone call. It just made my day. There were other things involved for Father's Day, but to top it off was just to get that hello from my son, which was real special to me. In the comments, tell us what you guys enjoyed about your Father's Day. Let's get to the comments right now. We got Bruce Wayne in the building. Bruce, happy Father's Day to you as well.
Hey, Bruce.
Right. And then we got Dump Truck Don in the building. Happy Father's Day, Dump Truck Don. And Don also said with the birthday. So he knows. Yep, he hit you with the birthday right there. So we hope that everyone had a really good Father's Day, had some time to relax, spend some time with your kids, and think about those things like that. Well, Ann already got to it. On Monday was Sid's birthday, but it was also the sleepening, because they got put to sleep of the Dallas Mavericks. The Celtics. The sleepening. Because they came out in Boston with the intent of leaving and not playing another NBA game. and they did it in a fashion. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Go Joe Mazzulla, our guy, who has just enjoyed his first Father's Day.
Big
Corey's
Corey.
in the building. Big Corey, happy Father's Day, Corey.
Happy first Father's Day, my boy.
Yeah, your first one. Yeah, Corey, what's good? So he checked in with Go Joe Mazzulla, right? And I mean, it was crazy. The way that this game went down, because Dallas showed some fight in Game 4. They came out in a very dominant fashion in Game 4, and everybody was like, "Okay, can they do it again?" Kristaps Porzingis was off the board, didn't play in that game, and he played in Game 5 back at home in Boston. There's what's the famous thing from Any Given Sunday? There's no tomorrow. He's like, lay it all on the line right now, right? And he did, and Boston walks away with the championship. And
imagine you're outside and your mama's cooking dinner. And you're outside, you're throwing it around. Just go back there. I love him, man. Al Pacino is my guy. I can't lie.
Right. Al Pacino says, "Hey, oh yeah."
But no, you were asking me about the series, the Fallout.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So, if I could have but a few minutes, I can get right to it on this. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving cost Dallas Mavericks anything that resembles a competitive series. I honestly don't want to hear anything about how the crowd got into Kyrie's head and all of that stuff. Listen, brother, you've played there quite a few times, and the steps that you've made maturity-wise as a man and as a person, as a leader on that team, showed through up until we got to Boston. I don't know if maybe it was some of the slowing down of Kyrie before our eyes or something like that. But a basketball is round everywhere we go. The hoop is a certain regulation. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear any of that stuff, man. Luka, I feel like for the first time in his life, the moment was too big. I hear people, if people want to say that Boston was just too good, I won't argue with you. But if you watch the game, if you are a basketball fan and you understand X's and O's, you'll see that how are the Mavericks able to play simple defense in Game 4 and then don't know how to cover the best three-point shooting team in the NBA all year? It was a lack of effort. They got exposed on some degrees. Jason Kidd obviously got exposed because he's only beat Joe Mazzulla once, and that was Game 4. And they've played a few times. There was no play calling. It's good if ISO basketball has got you here, but now we're at the highest level. I've called him a mad scientist. There was no cooking up of nothing. There was no beakers. There was no chemicals. There was nothing. There was Luka is gonna play like LeBron James with this. Everybody spots up in the corner crap, and if he's on, great. If he's not, we have no shot. That, sir, is never going to win. I don't care who the team is. I don't care how talented they are. It was a disgrace.
I appreciate what you're saying. And I've seen in person the Mavs beat the Celtics. Sometimes it was driven. I mean, they always have good games, especially here in Dallas. You know, they always had good games that I've seen in person. But I do remember the Mavs beating Boston. But the regular season is different than.
Did they?
Yeah, they beat them a couple times. The regular season is.
They may have played twice, but I remember the last time they got blew out by 20, and I'm talking about the Mavericks.
The Mavericks, yes, but that was also before the trade too. So they played them before the trade when they got blown out by 20, and then after the trade they beat them.
Say, can you look that up real quick? Not to say you're wrong. I just want to know what the numbers were.
Last year. And don't forget, last year Luka beat them with a game-winning a buzzer beater, a three in the corner, and that was Joe Mazzulla's first year. He took the Boston Celtics to the finals that year. So, was it? Yeah, he took them to the finals that year where they lost also. So, it's been a good role for the Boston Celtics under Joe Mazzulla. Lady A, about yesterday's win by Boston. What did you notice about this series?
So, Aunt, close your ears.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Just
I just I saw lack of effort on one side, and then I saw just a team that just wanted to get it done. And you can't deny that. The Celtics is definitely a very strong franchise, and who we saw kind of represented that. There have been times where they didn't represent it, let's be real, but we saw that strong franchise playing. And it wasn't Dallas's night. It really
It was
wasn't.
their night for four
It
nights. It
wasn't.
was their night.
Well, I mean, not to you have bad days, and you just get beat sometimes. And that's really what I saw. There are people that I've seen, oh, the refs did this, the refs did that, this person did, there's at the end of the day, you have to look at it. There are no excuses. And the things that people are claiming, they weren't something that would have swayed the game any other way. It just they literally got beat at their game. And so I felt like it was just straight, clean across the board. They won. That's all I can really say.
And you look at, just to go back to game 3, Luka fouls out with 5 minutes left. You're down by 3.
Yeah,
that's just uncalled for. You don't even try to take a charge in a moment like that, knowing you have 5 fouls. You get out of the way, because you could argue we're still talking about a different. We talking about maybe game 6 in Dallas, and what can Kyrie prove? What can Luka do to show his greatness? You put your team in a very bad position with very ticky-tack unnecessary fouls on top of that. It wasn't like it was a solid, bro. You had no reason to put your team in that position. Luka's the leader of that team, and he dropped the ball. That's just simply.
See, my question to you is this: you always talk defense, Sid. And it appears that the Celtics did target Luka on defense, right? And I think it may have been Doc with Dallas Mavericks, or it may have been Phoenix. I know definitely it was Phoenix that said who's going to play defense, right? Which came true. So, Sid, what did you see defensively from Dallas?
First of all, and they played twice. Boston won both times. 119, 110, 138, 110.
That was this year.
Season.
That was
what
this
I'm
year.
saying. Jason Kidd has never beat Joe Mazzulla.
I'm just saying during the regular. You asked about the 2 games.
Right. No, because he was. I'm just telling him.
Yeah,
he's never beat Joe Mazzulla. He might have beat Ime Udoka, but he never beat Mazzulla.
No, he beat him. He beat him last year. Last year was his first year. Okay,
he never beat them. This was his first time. It was a stat. That's why I'm telling you. I didn't know that. They said a stat to say he's never beat Joe Mazzulla. I'm telling you.
Right.
Oh, you're right. You know what?
No,
you're
it's
right.
fine. You gonna think I'm trying to argue. I'm like,
no.
They said on TV.
You're absolutely correct, because you know what? When they did beat him, it was regular season, and old boy got suspended right before the playoffs. That's when he became the interim head coach. So you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm thinking that 3 from Luka that we like, because we was literally. I was at the game, and Luka hit that 3 in the corner and won the game, because we was like, Boston just won this game, and Luka just came out and hit this 3 from the corner, but that was under Ndoku. You're right, 100%.
Sudoku.
You're right. You're right about one thing.
We know you go butcher.
I'm gonna butcher. I'm gonna tear that name up.
Right.
You're right about one thing though, and they did. Boston had a game plan against Dallas, and they stuck with it. And one of the game plan had against Dallas was to not let Luka get off early and often. There was a game where Kyrie got off, and he did what he was supposed to do, pause, and he lifted him up, but it was just Kyrie. In a game they had a chance to win, which I'm kind of gonna blame Kyrie for not passing the ball to the guy in the corner standing by himself instead of taking that off-balance 3-pointer at the end of the game. There was somebody to his right that was wide open, unguarded.
Game 2.
And he should have passed that ball to tie the game up. In the game, they had a chance to tie the game up, go to overtime, possibly win. Matter of fact, it was a game that Luka fouled out in.
So game 3.
Game 3.
What? And you're right. Jason Kidd failed to adjust. I'm not gonna back off. I picked the Mavericks to win this series in 7 because I thought the Mavericks were the team who were coming in hot and complete.
Yeah.
And the same team coming in hot and complete in those same spots. Those open 3-pointers were not falling like they were falling in previous series. They did not fall, and they struggled. And instead of stopping shooting those threes and starting going to the rim, they stayed out there.
And I'm just asking you, why did that make sense to everybody but them? To go to, it's like, bro,
the dude in the corner, go get the dude in the corner.
They didn't do it. And then like Ant said, game 4, they had this defensive mindset to where it gave them the possibility to make it to game 5. And just like they left that game defense, that team defense they did in game 4 at home for game 4, and they pulled a Ant. Well, we didn't get swept.
That's what I was gonna say. They turned into Minnesota and just like, well, we're gonna make sure that even though they completely blew Boston out in that game, Minnesota pulled it out, late. But it's like, it did, man. And I'm not saying this legitimately because I think people just win and lose. But I'm like, it makes me look at it sometimes and say, is this real? Is this real what we're watching? Like, how is Anthony, who has never played a second of professional basketball, knows for a shooter, if you can't make shots, you get to the rack. And if you get to the rack, you make it or you get fouled, and you may find your stroke, at the free throw stripe. This is the highest level of basketball. And it seemed like these guys it didn't make sense. Or you bring Tim Hardaway Jr. in game 4, he makes 7 threes in a row, and then he doesn't touch the floor until the game is clearly out of hand. It's bad coaching. It's bad strategy. And that's why I just feel like you can say Boston is better, and I won't argue with you. Another thing is they didn't hardly double Luka if you pay attention.
No, they did.
They had they hardly doubled Luka.
Early on they did.
They did. After game 2, they didn't double Luka anymore. Why?
Yeah.
Because you got Jalen picking his pocket at half court. You got Jason Tatum. You got the only people that really couldn't guard him technically was Dillian White, and maybe Al Horford. Everybody else was guarding him one-on-one, even Drew Holiday. Now, mind you, he's not big enough to guard him, but you just spit the bit, sir. And I think everybody as a collective did a poor job. And maybe the fact that you guys, the thing that made them great against whatever they call that drop defense, it's a completely different thing when they're not going to give you shots and they're going to play up and they're going to make you score. They're going to make you make the right pass. Luka was doing some of the stupidest passes I've ever seen, and it just still blows my mind.
Yeah. So, well, could part of that be the fact that this is his first time on the biggest stage? Now he's been playing professional basketball since the age of 13, but this is his first time on the biggest stage in the best league on the planet.
For sure.
I don't think that is a factor because he was bred for this. You have people that have gone to their first big stage and still was able to, I hate saying pause, but they were still able to perform. Okay. So if this young man has been playing professional basketball that long, he has a leg up on everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Pause. Oh, this is greasy. This is getting real greasy. He got his leg up. That's how you get there. What is he, Mr. Marcus?
Well, first off, Ant, you said if you pull out late. You said you pull out late.
Ant, hold on. I heard that, Ant. It's terrible. You are in trouble.
Mr. Marcus himself.
Hey.
So, Lady A, I hear you, and I felt like I didn't really come to the conclusion of that until last night. Mm-hmm. I said there's no way. I still really believe that this team had the ability to go take this in 7 because I really think Luka has that makeup about him, right?
Right.
But the proof is in the pudding. He still can't shut up and play basketball. He still is going to find a way to whine and complain to the refs, take stupid fouls when you feel upset. Not in the finals, bro. You can't just take a stupid foul in the finals because you're mad about a call you didn't get. You can't just go out there and start jacking up threes 24/7. I'm like, it just seems like his head wasn't there.
Right.
And so for
now,
that,
it could be something else. Maybe it's something else, but I just can't understand someone playing professional ball for that long, working hard and getting to this point, and then all of a sudden your nerves are bad. You know, I can't understand. I don't know what's going on with Pick's camera, but
my bad.
But I
if you
just
come back shirtless, I'm leaving.
Right. I'm not no parts of that either. But I do have a question for you guys because you did mention Jalen and Jason. And this is a stat for you guys. This was their 107th career playoff game that they played together. And this is the first time they won. This is the longest time for any duo before winning a title. And since Ant said he knows where I'm going, I'm gonna drop that, and I want y'all to tell me what you think.
See, I think Don sort of alluded to this too. He said, "Is this still the best backcourt of all time?" When we was talking about Luka and Kyrie, right?
Can we skip right over him because he doesn't even care about basketball?
No, that was one of the things that was being put out when they was on that mad tear through the West, was that Luka and Kyrie was playing some of the best basketball. The thing about it, I believe, is Jason Tatum and that kid, number 7, they are dogs on the defensive side of the ball, and they're not afraid to guard the other team's best player. And that's the thing that separates Michael Jordan from everybody, is he was a dog on the defensive side just as well as he was the best player on the court anytime he stepped on the court on the offensive side. And until Luka and Kyrie get their defensive games together, where they accept those challenges of guarding the best team's player, it's going to be Jason Tatum and Brown until they can step up to that level.
No, that's that's a horrible. I thought you were. I don't know where you were going with that, but that was horrible.
You thought it was going somewhere else.
Here's the thing. Nobody's asking, even after this, if Jalen or Jason are the best backcourt ever. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no.
No. I'm not saying you're saying that, but the way you said it made it sound like you were saying that. I know you weren't saying that though.
No.
But I'll say this. If you look at what those two players are capable of doing one-on-one, when we're talking about Luka and Kyrie, and in the team aspect, that's probably two of the bigger mismatches that you have seen ever. Why? Because it's not just that Kyrie can get his own shot whenever he wants to. Luka can get his own shot whenever he wants to. When you look at like a Steph or a Clay, I heard Draymond say, 11 dribbles, 60 points. Yeah, that's not getting your own shot when you want to. That's having an incredibly good shot and being two of the greatest shooters we've ever seen as a duo.
Right.
Not Clay can't really put the ball on the floor and make it happen like that. We've never seen it, to be honest. So to that point, when we talk about Jalen and Jason, I think Jalen has an argument that he's better because he got MVP. Jalen got MVP, and I think we can all deny outside of the game that Jason just had in Game 5, Jalen was clearly the better player on that team throughout this series. Drew Holiday stepped up one game, stuff like that. Porzingis scored 20 in the first half, and everybody was so amazed. I don't know if this works consistently, regardless of what Stephen A. said, that Boston's not going nowhere. It sounds cool. But we talk about a guy like Al Horford. It was clear that he wasn't even the same player that he's been over the last
18 years. 18 years.
Yeah, and that's great. But that was the first game last night where he actually was making shots like that. He wasn't really doing much in the series.
Yeah.
It depends on Porzingis. Those guys, Dillian White and the guy that kept making those shots from half court, now that stuff is all cool, but that's nothing you can depend on.
That's not sustainable.
What we've seen consistently is these guys struggle to take the lead. We still don't know who's number 1 and number 2. We say it's Jason Tatum because he's the number 2 pick and, all of that stuff. But I'm not still sold on them. I think they got the they picked I think Minnesota may have been a tougher opponent for them, if you be honest.
Yeah.
Given the mismatches, how they can spread the floor.
I got an even better one. I got an even better one than that. Denver.
Denver beats them for sure, but
Denver would have beat them.
But we've seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not seen it in that regard, but yeah, they definitely they didn't. I think Denver beat them. If they played them multiple times, they beat them every time they played them this year.
So let's look at the stats just from last night. Tatum had 31 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds, while Jalen, the MVP, the Finals MVP, had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and six assists. I can't even get it out. So, it does seem like, as far as at least in this series, they were going back and forth. And of course, we know Jalen was the one that got the MVP Finals. So I feel like it's a friendly competition, and I want to see Jason,
as long as they win,
right? But I feel like with Jason, he made a statement and he was saying, like, after they won, I shared this with my brothers and Jalen said that. Jalen said, I shared this with my brothers and my partner in crime, Jason.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel like right now it's working. However, we can't negate the fact 107 career playoff games and they just won.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Michael Jordan never won a championship without Scottie Pippen. You gotta have a Jordan.
They don't compare the same.
But did it take 107?
No, one last thing too, to your point, pick that you were talking about earlier. They can do the things they do defensively because they actually they're 6'5", 6'7", big strong guys. They move their feet. Kyrie's a small guard technically.
He's 6'2". He's 6'2", but he's still the fastest person on the court anytime he's on the court.
No, that's not true. He's not the fastest on the court. He's never been a defensive guy. Now, and then when you look at, and then the other thing, Lady Ada, I was going to say about Luka is you can't take out the style of play.
Right.
Like him coming from that Euro League, somebody made a good point. It's not that the Euro League doesn't play physical; they make more calls. They make the calls, so he's used to getting all of those calls. So it's a different transition when you're here, and you almost got to be bleeding from the mouth to get certain calls until you're like the superstar, like a LeBron and all this. I think it's the league we're in to a certain extent, but I'm like, I don't think we're ever going to see great defensive strategies from those two players. Now, I think we saw hope from Luka that he could actually, because he's 6'8".
He's 6'7". 6'7".
You sure?
Yeah,
they
say 6.
He was the only reason I said that because he was like standing next to somebody that's like dang near 7 foot. I'm like, dude, he's dang near as tall as this guy, like literally. So
that's like pick. Yeah, I'm dang near 7 foot.
You're dang near as tall as Lady A. That's about
right,
it.
almost, not quite.
That's about it, buddy. And I got film if you want to start talking greedy.
No, that shall never see the light. That shall never see the light of day. Never see the light of day.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We're doing good here. All right. Let's
Sid. Okay, Sid. Listen. So Bruce pretty much asked our next question, and I'm just going because we've been talking about this for 30 minutes now. Here, I'm going to give you Boston or the field, if you think of a specific team, give me that. The question is, do we believe that the Boston Celtics will repeat next year? So say it, Boston, the field, or another team.
Another team. I think that.
So you might as well say the field.
I'm going with the field. I think that the number of teams that had a chance this year was pretty interesting. A lot of these teams have evened out, man. There's not much difference between 1 and 7.
6.
Or 6. I mean, however you want to go.
Yeah,
there's
sure.
not much difference. This one of these guys that could, they could potentially, the draft come up, grab one of these guys out of the draft who could be a shooter, who could push somebody over to next year.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. I remember when Toronto went to the championship. They
came out of
drafted
nowhere.
Boy, the big center that year. What was his name? And he was taking everything off the board, and he was rebounding. and he was the linchpin to them guys getting to the playoffs and winning it.
He's in Indiana now.
He's in Indiana now. But I'm just saying, he was drafted that year.
Oh, you're talking about
I'm sorry, I can't think of his name.
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. He struggled because he was trying to do more. Whereas when he got to the point he understood how to fit in, do his role.
And then adding a guy like Kawhi that could be the
you had Kawhi
guy. That could be the guy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you just never know. I think next year it's gonna be more parity.
Okay.
So I think at least 1 to 6 teams.
Okay, Lady A, who you got?
Not including the Hawks.
Boston Celtics, the field, or do you have a specific team?
Let me say this. Sid has a very good point, because part of the reason why a lot of people kind of stopped watching the NBA is because for the longest time we had like one team that's gonna win. They always gonna win. People getting tired of that. And now it's like we're not getting that. But the reason why we're not getting that is because there's no real standout team.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no real in between. It's either everyone's the same or you have one team that's just dominating everyone. And so it's no in between. The competition is technically it's fierce. It's a fierce competition, but like certain things that would get people going are like, for instance, rivals. Part of the reason why the WNBA has this come up right now is because of rivals, right? Rivalry. Mm-hmm. People want to see these things. And we don't really have that now in the NBA like we did in the past. When it comes to Boston, I feel like they struggled to get to where they are. It wasn't like it was just like, oh, we breezed through everything. The fact that you guys can say that another team who wasn't in the finals could have beat them lets me know next year they're going to have that same struggle.
But don't forget that Boston had the best record in the league this year.
Yeah, they had the easiest road to the finals too.
You keep in mind, Pick, when it comes to football, what do we say? You play your schedule, right?
Yep. Right. Yep.
You play so saying that they have the best record doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best team.
They had no resistance to get to the finals either.
That was in the East. Well, yeah, in the East. I mean, they didn't play New York. Indiana knocked off New York, and New York was a scrappy team, even though they was beat to hell.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's so we can't sit here and logically say like, oh yeah, they're going to be back. They're going to take it again. They're going to have a repeat next year.
Okay, so you got the field?
I got the field because I don't know who else going to do it. I don't know.
I got the field too.
You got the field?
Let me just suggest this and tell me if y'all agree, and we can move on. Okay. If Dallas added Jimmy Butler, no, I'm being serious. If Dallas added a guy like Jimmy Butler.
Wait. Let's back up because the things that you said about Jimmy.
You know what I said? He ain't no number one. He a fake number one. He a number 2 at best.
And then, so you threw me for a loop because you are not a Jimmy fan. So
I'm not. With him being the lead dog, I'm not. But when you got him, if he can go guard a Tatum or a Brown and then also be able to be your third scorer. Oh, you got some playoff. Gonna bring that dog to where
you got playoff Jimmy.
We not getting blew out, bro. We not getting blew out with Jimmy on the court.
But will you win though? Is the question.
Yes, because he's not. He doesn't flame out the same because he doesn't have to be the guy night in and night out. Like we don't see him talking about, "Woo, child, I'm tired." After they just got beat by the Lakers in the fake bubble championship. You feel me? We've seen what he's been able to do in the East by himself. If you add him to a team that's got that type of firepower, you might be looking at a team that you can't do nothing with.
Well, Jimmy Butler wants to be a bad boy. Remember, you knocked down the door and said, "Here's Jim." Well, that's a whole different story. Lady A, got a question for you. What does this mean?
It says that he's in the DR.
In the DR. Okay, Al, enjoy the DR.
He put in his PTO.
You gotta stop giving us weird transitions, man.
He's in the DR.
Approved.
His PTO was approved. Got it.
Like, speaking of bratwurst, you'd be like, where are we going with this?
Right.
I just said, what this mean? Al's on vacation. Of course, Lady A just said his PTO has been approved, so he's celebrating in the DR. Happy Father's Day, Al. Of course, right? All right, let's move over to the NFL. By the way, the NHL right now, Edmonton Oilers are up 1-0 on the Florida
Hey.
Panthers in another closeout
Panthers
game.
better come on. Panthers better come on because the Oilers are actually they could be a problem. They got the best player in hockey on their team. That dude he's sick. Like he does stuff with the puck. He slings his stick in a way I've never seen before. I'm telling you. He know how to move his stick around. I'm just saying.
Check the chat. Okay, and then give me your fine. Check the chat. Understand what you just said. And pay up your fine.
I just saw it.
Okay. It's back-to-back issues here.
Chile. Okay. All right. What we got on football, Pete? Take us there.
All right. The schedules, the NFL schedule for training camps have just been released. The Washington Commanders rookies report July 18th, and the veterans follow a week later.
Yep.
Said the Atlanta Falcons, when do they report?
July 27th.
July 27th.
And the senior citizen report a week later.
Okay. Senior citizens.
August 8th. Yeah.
Got you. And when do the Dallas Cowboys report? And said he just left. He's
out of camera off and mute.
He said he's out. He's out.
What is so petty?
Hey, listen. He said he's out. Okay. He know they going to Oxnard, and he don't care.
All right, guys. I just got some dangerous news, man.
What is
breaking on First String Podcast, man. Willie Mays dies at 93.
Oh
no.
Yeah. You know. I mean, some would say lived a full life.
I think 93, you lived a great life.
Right.
93, you did. Shouts out to Willie Mays with the basket catch.
Anyway, I don't know when they start training camp. I don't care about training camp.
Oh my!
I got you. What it basically means is we are almost there. We are almost there for football season, the world's #1 sport. Speaking of, let's catch up on a couple of things right now. Ant broke the news to us, telling us that Trevor Lawrence got a bag and a half. Right? Said, break them beautiful stats down for us. What Trevor Lawrence got, please.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence got the paper coming in. He got it coming in from everywhere. Trevor Lawrence got a 5-year, $275 million, $200 million guaranteed, $142 million up front when he signed his name to the piece of paper. So he getting about $55 million a year.
Lady A, what does hair gonna look like, Lady A?
Amazing.
Wait. Earl Edson had already got his sponsorship. They slipping. They should have been in there.
Move over, Troy Polamalu.
His hair is gonna be fabulous, y'all.
Sunshine for the take over. Free Herbal Essence for everybody.
Herbal Essence is taking up. His hair is gonna be amazing.
What is the AAV?
Look, y'all thought that when he take his helmet off is unusually dry, and oh no, it's just gonna be ridiculous.
What's his AAV again? Say it.
55.
55 a year. 55 mil a year. Okay, that leads me to the next question right now, right here. And this, I wanted Al to be here. He's in the chat, so hopefully you can help me with this as well. There's a certain quarterback in Dallas that needs to do a long-term deal to give y'all some cat room, to give y'all some legit cat room. What is with all these quarterbacks reaching the AAV in the 50s? What is Dak Prescott's AAV going to be? That's all I want. I don't care about AAV.
Hold on, you said Dak need a long-term deal. Oh, that's not what I was reading. But go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Alvin ain't the only person qualified to tell you about Dak and his AAV.
I say I wanted you and Al to answer this question, but
here's the thing. The Cowboys don't have to do anything. You got to be real about. I think inside of those, I ain't gonna say locker room, wherever the owners meet at, inside of them offices, I think they're starting to kind of have a come to Jesus. They're starting to see the way AntMoe think a little bit. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He ain't what y'all are hoping he's going to be. You could tag him, even if you pay him $65 a year on a tag. It's still not a long-term contract. So that's not. It hurts you so much. We say it all the time. Pick the salary cap ain't real.
But you can only do that 3 times.
You can, but we ain't trying to do it 3 times. It's just you just trying to put yourself in a position in the interim. I've always argued we got players on the roster that we can play if need be. Now I'm not saying you're gonna ever do that because that's not realistic when you got a guy like Dak Prescott. But if you're looking at actual numbers, I could see him somewhere between 56 and 60 million a year in reality. It's just the lay of the land that your quarterbacks are going to get paid. All right. And when they make that type of money, they put you in cap hell. That's just the name of the game. So you're going to have to learn how to cut corners elsewhere. So the real question becomes, what do you do with CeeDee Lamb? What do you do with Michael Parsons?
There we go. Because something's got to happen. Yeah, something really has to happen. But I think Dak Prescott is that first domino that's going to fall for y'all before you get to CD. Before you get to Michael Parsons, but
Alvin says he has a no tag clause as well.
He's at a no tag clause. He got a no tag clause. I believe Dak gets around 60 is what Bruce Glass.
Don't be surprised if Dak doesn't end up with the Cowboys in the next.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been reading. My ears.
Don't be surprised if he's gone.
A lot of people
I believe.
Going to be gone.
I'm sorry, Lady A, but I was gonna say I believe if he doesn't perform this year, if he doesn't do something he hasn't done before, win at the biggest stage, and I ain't even talking Super Bowl, I'm talking about getting to the NFC Championship even, I could see him being gone.
Yeah.
I could see it.
And read that comment. That's coming from Al.
He's worth more to another team than he is to us.
I think that's drunk uncle type right there. He's
no,
in the DR.
That is the truth.
That's true.
That is the absolute truth. I think Dak Prescott can go somewhere else and actually be successful.
Hey, what do they say when you're drunk? The truth comes out, right?
The truth comes out. Okay, yeah, I went you.
So that's drunk uncle typing.
Oh, for sure.
Truth comes out. The truth comes out. What's up, Drew? Happy Father's Day. Hope your girls did you good.
Happy Father's Day.
Wait, I hope your girls treated you. I hope your girls treated you well.
Safe at all.
Yeah.
So with that being said, one thing that ESPN has done already, in talk about next year, is they have done the analytics of the possibility of what team wins for next year with the current schedules. I sat down and did this the other day. I wanted to present the other day, but we were off. But I don't want us to go too far before they update these and have to change them again for the year starts. Okay. Because once preseason starts, and
it all gets updated again. Yep.
Then everything will be updated. The initial, but those who listen, these are initial ESPN analytics of what they believe teams will. This is in 2 parts because it was too much to put on one page.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Look at this. Say done did his homework.
Stats and facts.
I told y'all, man.
Stats and facts be stat and facts.
Hold on. Look at the Falcons is highlighted though.
I noticed. I noticed that.
Because that's his team.
Lady A, that was a fluke, Lady A.
Automatically highlighted.
I don't think that's a fluke.
But you know what? Lady A? How many wins I tell you Atlanta was going to have this year? When we did the over and under,
you said
let me don't worry about it. I got it right here.
8.7 is that 8.7? Is that 8.7 for Cowboys?
You were.
They're picking, so they're seeing.
So they're kind of going like 10 and 6. I mean 7. They're kind of going 10 and 7 because when you round it up or down.
That's the first half of the list.
Let's get the second half.
Let me look at the second half of the list.
They said Cowboys doing good. That's what
they're always gonna do that. I hate
that. Jeez, they didn't say my team won't do good.
Sam is just gonna keep highlighting this South division.
Right. He loved the Saints.
Huge Saint fan. Oh,
I heard that, Lady A.
But look at that. Look, why my team got to be so bad?
But the thing is, look at this. This is what caught my attention. I mean, his teams. They said there'll be a new nephew coming in. We don't get on that. We don't get on that, Alvin. Go ahead and take that one down. We get on that. My thing is, look at this. This is what I saw. What I found interesting. Look where they put Minnesota. Look where they put Pittsburgh. Look where they put Seattle. These are teams that were on the edge of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Minnesota has an unproven quarterback.
Right.
Seattle. I could see Seattle. They have a new coach, and then Arizona. You still got Kyler Murray there, who you really can't trust.
Back, and he has two proven, at this point he has 2 proven weapons pick.
But they trying to say that
he's gonna have 2 proven weapons.
Mike is gonna have a losing season for the first.
That's what they say, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas what I see from Mike, they've added another run. So they three deep at running back now.
They fixed their whole offensive line. They
drafted another offensive lineman. Exactly. They did what our teams didn't do.
Yeah.
Russell
2 years in a row.
Right, I was about to say, and then he added
Russell. It won't be starting for long.
Two years in a row.
And who's behind Russell, y'all?
Justin Fields.
We're gonna see what Justin Fields really looks like.
That's why I was surprised to see that list.
With a good running game, a good receiver, and a good coach. We're gonna see what he looks like now.
And I feel like Russell's probably a really good quarterback to learn from.
Hold on, say pull that graphic down real fast.
I agree. I don't think you can learn how to be a good quarterback from him, but I think you can learn some other stuff.
That's not it.
Yeah, I feel like
hold on. Wait.
Some basics from him.
And
yes, sir.
Edmonton scored again.
I'm telling you.
2-0.
I'm telling you, Edmonton's a problem. Dude, there was no reason that Dallas shouldn't be playing there right now. Edmonton is a problem.
2-0. They up 2-0 in the second period.
Where they at? Where they playing
They're
at?
Playing in Florida.
All right now.
In Florida. All right.
And hockey stuff like that be really possible.
Hey, it's puck luck.
It'd be really possible. Like 8 seed can be the 1 seed. The comeback from 3-0, that stuff be really possible. I'm telling you.
All right. He says no way. Al says no way Pittsburgh will be plus 10 wins next year. Best prop bet on the total for next year. Listen, I don't know how many of y'all have watched Hard Knocks in season. I keep telling y'all Hard Knocks in season is way better than regular Hard Knocks. But this, for the first time, because last year the AFC North, all 4 teams qualified for the playoffs, which we call the black and blue division of the NFL. That's Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. All 4 of those teams will be on Hard Knocks in season.
Crazy.
All 4 of those teams will be on Hard Knocks in season. For I mean, you got to say it. It is literally the best, the black and blue division of the NFL, right? With the talent that they have, the quarterbacks that they have, Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry in Baltimore, you got Joe Burrow and Chase in Cincinnati, you got maybe Deshaun. Hopefully he gets his thing right this year in Cleveland, and don't forget what Joe Flacco did with Cleveland last year. And then, of course, you got I did say Pittsburgh. No, you got Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields there, and Said's guy, Pickens, right? Pickett.
Dejon Evans as well.
And who else? How many other Bulldogs you got in Pittsburgh, Said?
We don't hate it.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Sidebar pick. We don't want Deshaun to get his thing right in no regard.
I did not like that comment.
We want him to play good football. We want him to leave his thing.
Of all people to say that about,
we don't want him to get his thing together. We just say, buddy, you just play football. Okay?
Just play football. Just play football. Good catch.
No more trouble.
Good catch, but that's not sound worthy, is it, Lady A?
It was. I don't know if you saw. Play it back later and look at my face when you said that.
Nobody just wanted to touch it, Paul. You know, pause. Nobody
as I sit here and I look at Washington, Pittsburgh's schedule. Pick. It's hard to say these guys don't win 9 games, dude. I mean, I'm just looking.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hold up. Let me give you the top 8 off the rip. This is Pittsburgh, at Atlanta, at Denver, the Chargers, at Indianapolis, Dallas, at Vegas, New York Jets, and New York Giants. That's their first 8. Oh, I'm sorry. and Washington is 10.
I was about to say they had Washington.
That's their first 10 teams. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta. We don't have no defensive ends. I'm just gonna put it out there. I know what my team is. I'm gonna be real about it. I'm gonna be real about it. You know, that's 50-50. You know, you got the boys playing at home in front of home teams from Pittsburgh. They want to show out. You know, then you got Denver. We all know Denver's in the rebuild. Los Angeles rebuild. Indianapolis quarterback was hurt last year.
It's a lot of rebuilds.
Who's gonna start?
He's a running back. He's a running back.
Looking like Harrison. What's the guy from Pittsburgh?
Nikhil?
No. The lineman. He was like an edge rusher.
Oh no! You talking about the linebacker, the one that I sent the video.
Yeah, that's how the quarterback. That's how the quarterback from the Colts look these days. I'm like, boy, you put 60 pounds of muscle on.
Then you got Dallas. You got Vegas, who don't know who their quarterback is, and then you got the Jets. You know, it just depends on who that quarterback, and then you got the Giants, and then you got Washington. You know. I mean,
I keep hearing rebuild.
You don't got to say nothing else. You don't got to say nothing else.
All I'm saying is, you know,
rebuild. That's what I'm hearing.
That's my point. Out of those first 10 weeks, they got at least 6, maybe 7 wins.
But here's what I was saying. But hold on, here's what I noticed, because I'm not sure how they did this, because some of the teams that you're saying that they're playing, they don't have them high up on the list either. So which one is it? Because if that's their the teams that's their schedule, if those teams aren't doing good, that means they lost to Pittsburgh, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So why is Pittsburgh not higher? And I mean, but even still, with that said, these rebuild teams, you don't just like, okay, for instance, Washington, you can't say it's difficult to say what the schedule will be for Washington because you don't know what's going on, and they lock down OTAs. Y'all ain't noticed. I ain't said nothing about being at OTAs. They locked it down. So a lot of teams are very protective while they're being in rebuild mode, not allowing you to see certain things. So I'm curious to know how they're doing this, how they're coming up with these things, because if all the teams that Pittsburgh are playing are low on the list, how's Pittsburgh still low?
Nah, the second half was brutal.
Hey, that best player in the league, that best player on ice, scored 3-0.
Oh yeah, it's about to get ugly.
But Alvin's right. Alvin's right here. He is exactly right.
I'm gonna have to put that prop bet in. I'm gonna have to put that in.
6 wins in the first 10 games. The last 7 brutal. You're right. That's against division.
Yeah,
we all know about division games. Those are coin flips. You can win those, you can lose those. But
and depending on who's hurt,
I can see 9 to 10. I agree. I can see 9 to 10.
I'm gonna put my money down.
Great coaching will supersede a division.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
And he's a good coach. Like, he's never been under 500, and you're saying this year he's gonna go under 500.
He knows how to get the best out of his guys too.
Right.
And he has some talent on his team.
Who was that posted that clip of him? I think my buddy actually posted it, but did y'all see it where the guy came off the field and got a penalty or something? He was like, nobody supersedes the mission. And he pulled the guy to the side, and the guy was looking up. He said, "Look at me." And he was talking to the guy. It was just dope to see that type of leadership from one man to another, because we don't see that a lot. We don't see coaches having those moments with guys where I could have just cussed you out and talked crazy to you, but it was like, no, listen. There's a bigger picture here, and I need you to always keep that in mind. Right. You're not bigger than the team. Facts. I love that stuff.
He put a Temptations moment on him. You are not bigger than his Temptations.
They ain't coming to see you, Otis.
You sure you want to hang with old Eddie Kane? Ooh,
that's different.
Ooh, Eddie Kane.
That's definitely different. His talent was gold by then. Dang.
No, I'm saying that's different because that's a different group. But go ahead.
Oh, facts. 5 heartbeats. For sure.
5 heartbeats. Yeah, 5 heartbeats. 5 heartbeats.
I know my stuff
now. Yeah.
Facts.
Look, I said, what? I know we had one more topic, right?
Nope.
Nope. We covered.
I saw all of this.
Old Jizzle? Is it an old Jizzle?
It's not an old Jizzle because we 6 minutes away. We 6 minutes away.
No, that's
Pick about to find a way.
No, I'm just about to. It is an OG. Listen, I just want to ask y'all one thing. So basketball season's over. Hockey looks like it could be going a couple of more games. Then we're true to baseball season.
Yes.
What is your favorite Olympic sport to watch? Because this is the year of the Olympics.
Oh.
What is your favorite Olympic sport?
Man.
It's gotta be
Summer
sprints,
Olympics,
baby. It's gotta be sprints.
Track
The
and
100, the
Track and
4x1, the 4x4.
Track and field all day.
Anything where they go fast. I won't go fast. Yeah,
Ricky Bobby. I love go fast.
But
Drew said boxing.
I'm not for Olympics, not for me. I'd rather watch boxing outside of the Olympics. But I will say outside of the track and field,
I'll say track and field.
Gymnastics is also where Ant said they go fast. And it's nostalgic in reference to some of the people that are intertwined in that. So
I can tell you one I don't care nothing for.
What don't you care for?
Ice skating.
Oh,
that's Winter Olympics
for me. Is the
I had to put it out there. I had to get off my chest.
Yeah, the dives are
diving is very underrated.
Yeah, but
yes,
swimming is actually not that bad. Like the races.
Yeah,
they're real exciting.
The relays be lit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, the relays be lit.
Oh yeah, they get hyped for the relays. They get real hyped for the swimming relays.
But I still don't know how them people jump in that water and don't make not a. I'm like, how do y'all do that?
They wax and they decide they want to be aerodynamic.
Okay.
They do.
I'm not going there.
They do, and they put the little
all the hair out the bottom.
Yeah, you got it because that's gonna hold you back. That's gonna make a splash.
All right. Okay. Well, I just had to figure out what Olympic sports you guys are looking for. Drew said basketball. It's going to be
volleyball.
Ooh.
Sand volleyball be lit.
It do.
Yeah.
Plus, I gotta feel like
this is not. I know why I don't like.
No. I gotta feel like you should be drunk at the sand volleyball joint. Like everybody should be out there with a cooler, just popped and watching this go down.
Watching, right? Not the
yes. No. The people watching. Like it's like a party. It's like a party on the beach for real. Yeah, I'm talking about not the players, but sand volleyball. That's cool too. I knew gymnastics was going to come in there. I knew the track and field was going to come in there swimming. But the sand volleyball, of course. I'm not real big on baseball. Basketball, I love to see Team USA do their thing. So we do have the Olympics to get us through this next couple of weeks. You think?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a fan of it all.
I love
that stuff.
Alvin's being real about his intentions. He's still getting a fine, but he's being real about it. And
how you gonna file on your day?
And look, I need U.S. American dollars. Thank you very much.
Man, listen, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget about golf. Oh, wait. So Ralph Lauren designs the Team USA's.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a couple years now.
Right. So this year, how about this? They getting tailored blazers, right? Mm-hmm. And blue jeans.
I did not expect the blue jeans, but
tailored blazers and blue jeans is what Team USA will be walking into the arena.
Yeah, the blazers I think they've done before, but I did not expect the jeans. Okay.
Yeah. So the question is, how fast will people run and grab those polo jeans, and how much will they cost? Who cares? Right. Okay, Sid, did we cover everything?
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. Be safe in the DR, Alvin.
Yes, please.
Shouts out to my son, United States Air Force, First String Podcast, Second to None. Come get some. Tell them, Sid.
Go Dogs.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.